Are you ready to change your life, but don't know how to start? Is your stress and worries keeping you awake at night? Have you been battling grief, anxiety, or depression all alone? Have you lost touch with your own sense of being or spirituality? Soul Free Therapies offers professional and affordable live video streaming counseling and coaching services from the comfort of your own home. Sessions offered in English, Spanish, and Portuguese. Go to our website at www.soul-free.com and book your first session today.
Is your credit in bad shape? Do you need a new car? Ready to buy a new house? You want to rent an apartment? Are you going to apply for a job? Any one of these activities, they're going to ask for a credit report and then check out your credit score. Let Dynamic Solutions 2 erase your negative credit remarks. You go to www.dynamicsolutions2, that's the number 2.com, or call 424-888-2820. Now, if you enter promo code ED or you mention Ed Opperman, you get a 10% discount. How's that? You get a free consultation, all negative items removed, get back in positive credit position. Dynamic Solutions 2, life-changing dynamic financial solutions. PureSoapFlakes.com, 218-568-2525. Have you ever heard of Castile Soap? Pure Soap Flake Company handcrafts fine soap bars, laundry powder, and concentrated soap flakes using organic vegetable oils from their northern Minnesota facility. Bathe your body and wash your clothes with pure soap products that are free of fragrance, GMOs, palm oil, sodium lauryl sulfate, and synthetic additives. Keep it clean, folks. Pure Soap Flake Company products are kind to living creatures and sensitive skin, safe for drains and waterways, and work great in high-efficiency washers and top and front-loading machines. They have a little promotion going on. Contact them to order some soap. Mention the Opperman Report. You're going to get a free gift. They're going to send a little extra soap, travel size, soap bars and laundry soap, cleaning soap flakes. I've been using that stuff all day long today. Great stuff. Order today at puresoapflakes.com or give them a call, 218-568-2525, 218-568-2525. Pure Soap Flake Company is a proud member of the Handcrafted Soap and Cosmetic Guild. If you find yourself in need of legal representation, it can be a very stressful time in your life. In my career, I have dealt with thousands of lawyers, I've dealt with thousands of law firms, and I can confidently recommend to you Keith M. Davidson at kmdlaw.com. Available 24 hours, 7 days a week. Just log into kmdlaw.com. That's kmdlaw.com. Or you can call toll-free 833-4KMD-LAW. That's 833-4KMD-LAW. Personal injury, wrongful death, STDs, sexual assault, car accidents. They handle it all efficiently and professionally. It doesn't matter how imposing the opposition may be, because the team at kmdlaw.com are battle-tested and fierce. They will not stop until justice prevails. Go to kmdlaw.com or call toll-free 833-4KMD-LAW. If you're in for the fight of your life, stop screwing around and contact KMD Law.
It's the Opperman Report. Join digital forensic investigator and PI Ed Opperman for an in-depth discussion of conspiracy theories, strategy of New World Order resistance, high-profile court cases in the news, and interviews with expert guests and authors on these topics and more. It's the Opperman Report. And now, here is investigator Ed Opperman.
Okay, welcome to the Opperman Report. I'm your host, private investigator Ed Opperman. You can find me at Opperman Investigations and Digital Forensic Consulting through my website, emailrevealer.com, or you can email me at oppermaninvestigations@gmail.com. If you like our show, check out the members section. We just did a big update and improvement on that. We're working on that constantly. We uploaded 4 new shows this month. A couple interviews I did, and then an exclusive interview we did with Stephen Hoffenberg, Jeffrey Epstein's previous mentor and business partner with the Tower Financial. We got that at the members section, all kinds of documents in there, stuff too. And then if you want to get the free archives, we have a couple of Hoffenberg interviews in there as well. You go to Spreaker.com, Spreaker.com, and you sign up for free. And there's a chat room in there. You get an email notification anytime put up new content. By the way, too, if you're listening on Spreaker, we're having a little problem. A lot of people are skipping the ads, and if you skip the ads, we don't get paid. So the income has gone from like 75%. So I really count on that income. So please stop skipping the ads. Or if you're using one of those ad blockers. And also, too, if you interact with the ads, if you click on them when they come on, that little bar, that little sound bar, if you click on that ad, we get even more. So that would be a big, 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 big help if you want to support the show. And also, too, you can support the show just by sharing, liking and sharing the videos on YouTube and your Facebook page. No, not the YouTube. Forget that. We make nothing over there. But the Spreaker, if you can share that on your Facebook and your Twitter, that would really be a big, big help. Okay. I want to welcome our new sponsor, Keith M. Davidson, the KMDlaw.com, 833-456-3529. And if you call them up, tell them Ed Opperman sent you. But even better, call me first, and I'll help you prepare the case. I'll put together a little case summary for you so you can explain yourself and help you through the process there, because we're going to be doing a lot of work together. Okay, so what do we have going on here? I got a little radio show for you this evening. Well, I could tell you about how hectic my week was. Everybody loves to hear that. Everybody loves to hear how miserable I am. There's no shortage of that. A trove of leaked videos. Okay, I'm going to check out my notes here. Oh, yeah, we don't want to talk about that. All right, here we go. Okay, coming up. I played Friday night. Stephen Hoffenberg came back for part 3. We got some great new information out of him. He was Jeffrey Epstein's business partner. And he's really tuned in and clued in to what's going on in the Epstein case, because he deals with the prosecutor's office and stuff like that as a witness and an asset, you might call it. Then Joe Green came back. Joe Green, JFK.com, came back to tell us about the Devil and Dr. Perry, this piece that he wrote. I can't find it online. Maybe I'll put it in the members section. I'll ask him if I'm allowed to put that in the members section. But it's an excellent work. He looked into Dr. Perry, who was the husband and widower of Arliss Perry that was murdered over there at Stanford University, and how Dr. Perry has become the go-to guy to handle people going through serious trauma like Waco or Sandy Hook, places like that. Guy seems to pop up everywhere. Amanda Grassi came back. Remember Amanda Grassi, the daughter of Michael Grassi, I think it was, from the company, the drug smuggling operation from the 70s and 80s. She contacted me. She says, Ed, I want to tell you, I kind of held back with the last interview, and I want to tell you what my dad was really like. He was a very violent man. I suffered a lot of trauma at his hands, violence from him, So she came back, and she really unloaded a lot of emotional stuff. And I can't thank her enough for coming on the show and sharing that with you. Then I have Tim Gilmore coming on to talk about Otis Toole. He's a professor and a playwright and all kinds of stuff like that. Written a couple of books. Wrote this other book, too. I don't have it handy at the moment, but this a pedophile pastor, too. So we have him coming back, too, as well. Now, if you check out, there's a brand new Jeffrey Epstein lawsuit just came out in the past couple of days. And I got the PDF. I'll put the PDF in the member section, too. But we have it on my Facebook page, Opperman Report. At the Ed Opperman Facebook page, which is public. Anybody can go there. And if you check this out, now here's what's going on, so you kind of understand what's going on with these kind of lawsuits, with these young Epstein victims. This is one of the typical ones. She was 14 years old. She probably went to Royal Palms, one of those Royal Palms girls, because most of the girls came from that same Royal Palms high school and middle school that was attached to it. And that's what the majority of the victims came from. And she was lured with the whole idea of, hey, come, you can make $200 if you give this old rich guy a massage, the sugar daddy, they used to call him. Everyone in the school knew what was going on. And went to the mansion in Palm Beach. It was a stone's throw from Mar-a-Lago. Then they would get him up there, and he'd start taking the clothes off and stuff like that, and offer more money. Then he'd pay the money, and the girls would feel like a prostitute, so they wouldn't keep their mouth shut. And the whole thing was horrible. Now, what's going on is that there's been many, many of these young women over the years that settled without having to file a lawsuit. So you're going to start seeing more of these lawsuits now, because now that Epstein, quote unquote, is dead, and his estate is being held by handled. Hey, I think it's Darren Endike. Okay. Now, there's no reason to settle these suits, see, unless one of the victims is going to mention someone who's a public figure who has something to lose, that wants to keep the lawsuit quiet and wants to settle out of court because they don't want a lawsuit. So that's going to be, you're going to see a lot of these Jane Doe lawsuits, right? And I would challenge anybody to look at this Jane Doe lawsuit and say, well, I don't believe it. She didn't give her name, just like people complain about the lawsuit that I was involved in, the Katie Johnson Jane Doe lawsuit. And people complain about that because the first one she filed was on her own. And if she had come to us originally and wanted to file that lawsuit, we would have gotten a nice quiet settlement, okay? Just like most of these cases have been done all this time. But instead, she, when in the amateur hour, she went out and filed this lawsuit herself, and it was thrown out of court. And then she obtained a competent attorney, but it was already a public lawsuit, so, it was too late. You get it? Now, they're all going to be too late because now there's no reason for the other side to settle quietly because they don't care. They're going to fight all of these things in court. So you're going to see a ton of these Jane Doe lawsuits exactly like the one that I worked on. And I challenge anybody. All these people have these complaints about my lawsuit. Take a look at this one here and tell me what you find different. You know what I mean? What do you find differently? That you don't believe this one. That you believe this one, but you don't believe the other ones. So anyway, that's and plus too, like I said, too many cases came to me, and I didn't believe them. They didn't get any further. Didn't get any further than me anyway. So there's that. Also too, now if you read this complaint, I will put it in the member section. If you read the complaint, you'll see that it's the typical story. 14-year-old kid was lured in by another 14, 15, 16-year-old kid. Like Amway, they would get girls, uplink, download, right? And brought to the Palm Beach mansion. Nothing about in his complaint about Orgy Island or Pedophile Island or Lolita Express. No, very simple. They got the kid at a high school. They brought him over to Palm Beach mansion. That's where the kid got molested. Okay? ... And that's what all these cases are. There's nothing in there about basements on the island, or breeding children for AdrenaChome factories and all this kind of crazy stuff. This is the legit, real work that's going on in this case that people don't need to come up with these hysterical stories and these crazy videos and all this other wild, hysterical stuff. Okay? Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about AdrenaChome, if you Google Epstein AdrenaChome, you'll see all this stuff. There's this hoax, this myth out there that what these people do is, or that what Epstein was doing, the elite, is that they use a drug called AdrenaChome, which was first made popular in the movie Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, the version starring Johnny Depp. And the theory is that you have to take small children and create fear in them, trauma and fear, and this stimulates their adrenal gland, and then they take that and they squeeze it out, I guess, or whatever, and they process it, and they make this drug called AdrenaChome. And this is what the elite and the rich take, and they're addicted to this drug, and that's why they're doing all this activity. There's no evidence to this whatsoever. And I challenge you to find me a lawsuit, anything, a case, an arrest of the production of AdrenaChome, right? Because it's just not out there. There is not an over the counter, but there is a chemical called AdrenaChome, which is if you take epinephrine, epidrine, which is adrenaline. When you used to watch what was that show, the ER with George Clooney, and they'd say get the epi, 2 grams of epi. And they pop him with that epi, and it brings the guy back to that's adrenaline, right? So this is the epidrine. They oxify it, and it's AdrenaChome. And it comes up, and it says it causes psychosis and paranoia, all kind of stuff too. So